welcome to Stamp Along with Rubbernecker. This is Preeti. Today we're going to make a fun peekaboo Halloween card. So I'm starting off with two identical pieces of cardstock, white cardstock, and both of these are cut at 8 1/4 by 3 1/4 each. So let's begin with this stamp set. This stamp set is the Halloween Slimline stamp set, and it's a large stamp set which is perfect for your slimline cards. So I'm going to take another piece of one of the pieces that I showed you earlier, and I'm going to stamp this image onto this white note card, and I'm going to stamp this using embossing ink. So I'm just going to make sure that I remove all the static using the embossing buddy or the embossing powder. Or whatever, the static removing powder, I think so. So I've stamped it with some embossing ink, and I'm going to sprinkle on some white embossing powder, and I've heat set that. You can't see it really much on the cardstock right now, but it is there. Once I start layering the ink colors, you will start seeing the embossed ink develop. So I'm starting off with a few distress oxide inks for this particular colors, for the colors that I have chosen. So I'm doing I think the first one is Twisted Citron, and then Black Soot, and then Wilted Violet. So very traditional Halloween colors, and I'm also going to add orange as we progress into this card making. So I'm just going to keep blending the green and the black soot and the purple, so that I can have a good, beautiful blend. And once I've blended, I just took a semi-wet towel, and I just removed the excess ink that was on my white embossed area. And I'm going to repeat this again on the non-embossed panel. So remember, we had two panels. One was embossed with that stamp set, and this is the second panel with no embossing on it. And I'm doing exactly the same blend, the green, black, and the purple blend. And I'm just going to take some water, and I'm going to sprinkle it over it, and then the distress oxide actually oxidizes and it lifts the color, and that really gives a nice, beautiful texture to that ink blended panel. Now I'm taking that same stamp once more, and I'm going to stamp it this time using my Memento black ink, because I plan to do some Copic coloring, and I'm using Copic colors just to color a few of the images on this particular card. And I'm going to leave you with some music, and I will be back once the Copic coloring is all done. so I'm almost coming to an end with the coloring, and now that I've all done the coloring, I'm just going to fussy cut these images, and I've gone ahead and fussy cut them. And I'm going to use this garden gnome set, and I'm going to stamp 2 gnomes from this set, and I'm again stamping it with the Memento Tuxedo ink, and I'm going to color this using my Copic markers, and I will have you watch me color if you like, or you can move forward, and I'm going to leave you with some music, and I'll be back soon. Alright, so now that I'm all done coloring these gnomes, I'm going to take the coordinating die, and I'm going to die cut these 2 gnomes using these dies. I'm just using what you call something to hold the dies in place, just a purple tape. Now that I've cut the dies, let's go back to the first embossed and ink blended panel, and I'm taking this die cut, the Slimline Peekaboo die cut, classic die cut, and I've just gone ahead and die cut that onto that embossed panel. I'm going to lay this panel onto the second embossed panel, and I'm going to just mark the place where the windows are on that second panel. And if you noticed, I've also flipped the colors, so the green on the second panel is in the bottom, and I did that purposely just to give some variation when you open those windows. And now I've taken the a sentiment from that same Garden Gnome set, and I'm going to emboss that in the center window, or the traced window, just with some white embossing ink, and I'm going to place these 2 gnomes on either side of the 2 windows, but we're going to do that a little later. And let's finish off the top panel so you can see how those windows would open up and you could see the gnomes underneath it. I also want to add an additional sentiment, and this sentiment comes from Kittie Says Friends phrases stamp set, and it says Forever Friends, and I've already gone ahead and stamped and embossed it onto a black cardstock using white embossing powder. And I'm just going to figure out where I want to place these 3 elements that we colored and die cut, not die cut, fussy cut earlier. So the elements that I cut was a pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern and a house and a little cute ghost. So I'm going to just apply some foam adhesive and make sure you're applying the adhesive just in the place where the window flap is. Otherwise you will shut the window close and you won't be able to open. And then I just added those elements in a cluster right above that sentiment, and really that pop of orange looks cute on that embossed panel. Now I'm going to go ahead and adhere the gnomes using my just a simple liquid glue, and you can see how cute that looks. I'm going to add a lot of foam adhesive around this peekaboo window panel, because I want to make sure that this lays flat above the second panel and there's no sagging anywhere. And once I'm done with that, I do see a little excess on the edge, and I'm just going to snip that off using my scissors. And that is the bottom panel that I just did not adhere it right. I want to add a few stars in the background. This is a night scene, so I'm just adding some white gel pen dots all over the background of all the three windows. I've taken a pre-scored cardstock note card, Slimline note card in orange color, and these note cards, pre-scored note cards, are available in the Rubbernecker store if you wish to buy. And then I'm just going to adhere this peekaboo panel right in the center of that orange note card. I also wanted to add a little bit of a glitter and shine to this card, so I went ahead and added some Nouveau shimmer pen onto certain parts of this card, and that pretty much completed this card. And you can see when you open those peekaboo windows, you have those cute little gnomes peeking through. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give us a thumbs up if you liked this video and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.